doing?
Breaking into the film industry?
You know there are better ways to do that, right?
Really? How?
What's up, my Diversity in Cinema Academy fam? I'm Theta Catalan, and this is the place to be if you're an aspiring filmmaker, video creator, and screenwriter. I decided to do today's video because sometimes I get questions in my DMs on how to break into the film industry, so I thought this video could help provide some insight. There are multiple courses of entry into this industry, and I'm going to share 6 paths you can take, which are workshops and training, working as a production assistant, background talent work, networking events, film festivals, and social media. Now, I want you to understand that you more than likely will have to try multiple ways of getting started because there's no direct route. Everybody's journey is different. So let's get into it. Path number 1, workshops and training. When you know absolutely no one in this business and have no understanding of what to do or where to go, going to workshops, classes, and training can really point you in the right direction. When I entered the film business, I wanted to be an actress, so I knew I needed to take acting classes. So I did a simple Google search for acting classes in Houston, Texas, and that's how my journey began. Now, you can do that for whatever you're looking for. So I found a program that provided acting classes and workshops for filmmaking and screenwriting. When you're attending these programs, this is your opportunity to ask questions about how to find work in your local area, and it's also a great way to network. In addition, you can volunteer to work on the projects of many other people you are starting out with. That way you can start getting some experience and building your portfolio. Another way to search for training programs is through your local and state film commission. Every film commission is different about what they allow on their websites, so some may share training and workshops on their site and others may not, but it's worth a look because it's more than likely some legitimate ones, right? It is essential that you get an understanding and learn everything that you possibly can about the film business. People can sense when you're green, and even when you think you have the gift of gab. Some people really be out here spewing out a whole lot of nonsense, thinking they getting over on somebody and not paying attention to the dead stare and awkward smile from the receiver of that BS. Now, don't get me wrong, some can get over on unsuspecting prey. That's why it's important to gain all of the knowledge you possibly can. Cause your girl did fall victim to that bull, okay? So don't let that be you. Path number 2, volunteer to be a production assistant, also known as a PA. This is one of the first things that I was taught even when I was just acting. Working as a PA is a great way to learn the behind the scenes making of a film. If you have a specific job you want to learn, volunteer to work in that department. For instance, if you're good at arts and crafts, volunteer to work in the arts department. If you're intrigued by sound or camera, volunteer to work in the sound or camera department. If you want to become a producer, volunteer to work in the production office. If you're just getting started, don't be embarrassed or ashamed to volunteer or intern on a couple of projects just to get some experience. You can then use that experience on your resume to apply for paid production assistant jobs. Plus, if you help a few colleagues out on their projects, they may return the favor when you need help. So you're probably wondering,
okay, so where do I find these production assistant jobs?
Okay, visit the resources for filmmakers section on Diversity in Cinema Academy's website. I provided a whole list of job boards you can check out. Path number 3, work as background talent, also known as extras. Some of y'all probably just gave the ultimate eye roll, especially if you've been in the business for a while. Some people want to believe that extra work is beneath them, or that you're just going to find a whole lot of extras who are not really there for the right reason. And some people are not there for the right reason. However, it's still a great way to network. You'll be able to quickly decipher the ones who are really making moves in their career. Once you find those select few, Network with them, ask them questions and find out all of the happenings in the area. Ask about networking events, job boards, Facebook groups, Reddit groups, workshops, training, film festivals, film screenings, etc. This is how you start growing connections and learning more. Plus, working as background talent is also a great way to learn the inner workings of a production. Watch and study the crew. If you want to know what they're doing, ask questions, but don't disturb the crew. Instead, ask other extras if they are familiar with what the crew is doing. Oh, by the way, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you won't miss any of the great content I will be providing for you. I would love it if you can help me reach my goal of the second quarter of 2022, which is to gain 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I would be forever grateful. Thank you. Okay, so now to the next path of entry. Path number 4, networking events. Yeah, I know, networking can be terrifying for us introverts, but it is an absolute must in this industry. So you may be wondering, what is networking events? Well, networking events are a chance for groups of professionals to gather together and make connections. Each event you attend may look different. Some are more casual and give people time to converse with one another. Others are more structured and could feature a lecture, presentation, or screening. At this point, if you've already done the 3 paths I just mentioned, you should have learned about different networking events and where to find them. For instance, organizations like Women in Film, Greenlit ATL, the Atlanta Film Society, and the Georgia Film Trade Show and Networking Event, they all host networking events, okay? You just got to keep up with them. Now, I just listed organizations in Georgia, specifically the Atlanta area. However, you need to search for organizations that are in your community. Again, you can do a simple Google search for filmmaking networking events in your city or region. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. Networking is not about going up to people and saying,
"Hey, I'm a producer. Can you give me a job?"
No, Instead, it's about meeting people and cultivating relationships, learning more about them. Networking is a long game, y'all. People remember people who have shown a genuine interest in their work, plus seem very passionate about the business. Now look, I understand desperation sometimes have you like, man, I just want a job. I just want a job. But that ain't the way to go about networking. Sorry to tell you, you're going to be feeling some kind of way, but that's just the way it is. Now look, if you keep showing up, it keeps you front of mind. So just keep that in mind while you're out there networking. Path number 5. Film festivals. Attending film festivals are very similar to going to networking events. Basically, you're attending workshops, screenings, and parties. By attending festivals, I've forged relationships with festival directors, and I've met other filmmakers with whom I still have relationships with today. All of those connections just came from genuine conversations. Nobody was asking for anything. We were just shooting the breeze. What is that? What does that mean? Where did that come from? Anywho, another great way to network at a festival is to volunteer to work at the festival. This enables you to meet a lot of distributors, sales agents, filmmakers, and actors that are attending the festival. The same networking principles apply. Path number 6, social media. When you stepped into the world of filmmaking, you basically became a filmpreneur. You are your own brand now. You have to make people aware of what you do and be consistent. Otherwise, people would think that you have fallen off and they'll just connect with other people who's constantly putting themselves front and center. If you're in different filmmaking groups on social media, join the conversations. Share what you've been working on. Provide tips on what you've learned. People do remember the names of people who constantly show up in these groups. Even if you're a grip or gaffer, you need to do the same. For example, I know a key grip who owns his own truck and equipment company. He's constantly sharing pictures of when his truck is on set. And obviously his method is working because here I am sharing it with you that I constantly see him. Okay. So he could have easily fallen into the abyss like so many others, but he doesn't because he's consistently showing up on my feed. So in the back of my head, I'm always like, I gotta remember to hit him up when I shoot another project. You'll be surprised how many people have reached out to me on social media just because I consistently post something about filmmaking. So remember, You are a brand, and posting content to social media is basically advertising what you do. So this most definitely can open up doors for you. My last parting words, there's no magical formula to make you an overnight success where you're getting booked out all day, every day. Now, what I just shared with you is the formula. Put in the work, build your resume and portfolio, and meet people. That's how you do it. So that was the 6 paths to entry into the film industry. If you want even more resources, head on over to Diversity in Cinema Academy's website and sign up for my newsletter, where you will gain access to a production checklist plus a free webinar about the filmmaking process. Okay, go on and get on that. Oh, and if you made it this far and haven't hit the subscribe button, then what are you waiting for? Like, seriously, please do it now. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you won't miss any of the great content I'll be providing to you. And if you missed the essential guide to movie development video, check it out now.